Hi guys. So I'm just going to wait till people start joining. I'll find more scissors. Let me put this here like this. Hello guys, thank you for joining. So today I'm just going to be cooking and talking, just a conversation live. So I'm going to be talking about me. I'm going to be talking about my life and how I left a very bad place, a very bad relationship or friendship or whatever you may call it, and how I found my peace and how I also met my husband. So join me, stay through. You might learn one or two things from my story. And also don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hello, my name is Chimi. I want to make Egusi soup, what we call Egusi in my country. It's a kind of soup we used to eat swallow. I'm from Nigeria. Yeah. Sorry about the noise. I'm just trying to wash the produce, gather the things I need to use. I'll be right back. Okay, so for context, my name is Chimi and I'm from Nigeria. I'm a lifestyle content creator. I just create content around my life. I don't really have a niche. It's just say I am my own niche. How old are you? I'm in my 30s. Do I look 30? Yeah, I'm in my 30s. Yeah, like I said, I'm from Nigeria. Yeah, I'm in my 30s. I don't mean I'm 30. In my 30s. In my 30s. So it means I could be 30, I could be 31, I could be 32, but I'm in my 30s. Yeah. Going to wash these proteins in the sink over there. I'll be back. So I just want to prep this meat and then I'll come sit down and talk to you guys about the topic. I don't have. Okay, my Instagram ID is Chimi Lifestyle. No, Digital Chimi. Yeah, Digitally Chimi. I'll put it in the description or I'll put it in the comments. I have two Instagram accounts. The other one is Chimi, CHIMMY_OTEH. And then the new one I just created is Digitally Chimi, DIGITALLY Chimi. Yeah. I just wanted to have two. Not really, it's not like there's anything to it. I just wanted to have my main account and a backup account in case anything happens to one of them. You get? Okay. I'm using loads of protein for this soup. They can all fit into the pots. I hope it's too much. I'm making soup. It's a Nigerian soup. We call it Egusi soup. You love me? Can I love someone I don't even know? It depends on what you mean though. Okay. I'm coming guys, I just need to prep this and put it in the pot. Then I'll give you my story. can't share my phone number here. Sorry. Sorry. Coming, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to tell you the story starting from 2021. My life was just in a very downhill place, and not like I was in a bad place, but I didn't feel like I was in a place where I needed to be, you know. So I had businesses. They were doing okay, not like they were thriving. They were doing okay. They were paying my bills, but I needed more. I just wanted something more. I wanted something more. I had registered my very first official business in 2019 January, and that was because I had worked in several companies, but I didn't feel fulfilled, you know, doing 9 to 5. So I needed to do my own business and give me time to do other things for myself. So I resigned. I've resigned. I resigned from my business, my 9 to 5, on 3 different occasions. I resigned from 3 jobs just to be able to do my businesses. And then, after resigning from the first one, I realized I need money, I need funds to actually run the business. And then I'll go back again and look for another job. I'll get a job, and then after a while, I'll feel so frustrated. I'll resign again, and then I did, and I resigned 3 times from 3 different jobs. So I just felt I knew I needed more, but I just didn't know what it was that I needed. And fast forward to 2021. Then I stayed in Abuja, in Nigeria. Church started, and I felt okay, yes, because this was the church I attended while I was back home, while I still lived with my parents. So it was my home church, and then it started in Abuja, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the founding workers. So it gave me the opportunity to, actually start a business. I started a business in church. Yeah. I decided to sell some church items and a lot of other things. And that was the best decision I made. That was the best decision I made. In fact, one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life, in my entire existence. Damning whatever it is, the shame, whatever people might think or how people might look at it, I just started running business in church. I became the yogurt girl, the communion girl, and the funds were rolling in. For a very long time, I didn't feel like I needed more, even though I know I needed more, but it just felt like, okay, you are in a place now, you are stable, okay, just roll with it. Don't let anything come in the way. Well, 2022 came. 2021 November, just randomly, as church started, I met new friends in church. So, and we began to roll. After a while, I just felt I was missing something again, and I decided to just, when you are self-aware, you begin to look deep into yourself, and there are certain things you are missing, so you have to do self-search, right? Okay, so that period, while I started running the business in church, not like everything was very okay for me. I had to move from where I was staying. To a different place, and it was far from church. And mind you, I didn't have a car. So one of the friends I met in church, so kind enough, asked me to always come to her place, go to church from her place, and after service, go back home. I kept doing it back and forth, going to her house. But I think maybe she forgot I wasn't her roommate, because she started treating me like I was her roommate. Or like probably I just came to pass some time at her place, or I didn't have a house. So after a while, I decided to move because I didn't feel very comfortable there anymore. So I decided to move back to my house. And at that time, I had just gotten into a relationship. I didn't even know why I got into that relationship in the first place, because I felt I just needed a relationship or something. And yeah, the relationship started, but something just happened, and I knew it was just God letting it happen for me to actually know that I was wasting my time with these people. These people. First, it was a friend, and second, it was the relationship. So you don't forget, because I'm coming back to it. So as I moved back to my house, the friend started making issues out of my moving back. She felt there was something. She felt, there was a quarrel or anything. But I mean, you can't make me stay at your place if I want to go back to my house. I mean, I have a house, right? It's not like my landlord chased me out of my house and I needed a place to stay and he gave me your place. No, I still have my own house. And I was paying rent. The thing was just, the house was just far from town. It wasn't in town, So it's not like it was a big deal for me going back home. So she made issues out of it. Somebody came to, talk to us. But I didn't really know what the problem was, because for me, I didn't have issue with this person. So why does she see anything I do as an issue? Going back to my house wasn't an issue for me. So why would you make it an issue to the point that people are trying to accept us? And that was in January. January fasting had already started. Beginning of the year, we had to do the usual New Year resolution, just to, tell yourself what you want and how you're going to achieve it. That was the period. So that was 2022 now. So I felt I didn't want to be here. I'd rather come to church from my house. I mean, find a way to find the driver to always for continuity's sake, Because I was already running business in church, so I had things to carry. I won't just, it's no longer the usual wake up, dress up, and just go to church. Now you have to carry products to church. Then it was just yogurt and some communions. Business was not big then, or I had customers already. So I went back to my house, and that was how, doors started opening. People started calling me to ask me, what do you need to expand this business? What do you need? And someone just out of the blues called me and gave me money to buy a free deep freezer for my business. It felt like as soon as I left that zone, that's what could have been my comfort zone, because her house was not far from church at all. It was as soon as I stepped out of that space, that relationship, that whatever, I started getting peace and clarity around my life, around my business, and the things I wanted to do. So the person gave me some money. I got the deep freezer, and it was super helpful, super helpful, because I started adding other products to sell in church. And then now the relationship. So the relationship I was in became somewhat serious. But what messed it all up was a statement he made, because I don't really want to go into details about the relationship, because the guy might actually know he's the one. He'll still know if he watches this video. So he made a statement one morning. I was getting ready for church, because we usually talk at odd hours. Like, I couldn't wake up at 2 o'clock and he'll be awake, and then we'll just talk. And then he said that he's not a Christian, his family are not Christian. So I think I asked him to get dressed and go to church that day, and then he was just like, oh, that you know when he marries me tomorrow, I'll be doing this church thing. I'm not stopping you from your religion, but why would you want to restrict me from attending service? You want to stop me from going to church, or probably stop me from going to church every day and tell me not to be doing churchy. Oh, that. So that was a deal breaker for me. Yeah, that was a deal breaker for me. So I just told him that day I was no longer interested in the relationship. And he felt I was joking because the decision was very snappy. I didn't think about it. I did not think about it. I just made the decision. Like I said, guy, I'm not doing this with you anymore. Probably he didn't understand what I meant because he thought I was joking. But after a while, when I stopped giving him attention and all that, and we just grew apart. He grew apart because me, I already broken up with him in my head. He got the memo. Let's use it that way. He got the memo. So that was how everybody knew their place and just moved. And then that was how I met my husband. Well, I'm sure one of these days I'll talk about how I met my husband. These are the events that led up to me just removing myself from a place and just letting myself just be free, so that the good aura that leads people to their partners would locate me. So, and then I wasn't even thinking about marriage. Yes, I knew I was old enough, but I wasn't thinking about marriage. I just wanted to focus on my business, make money, and just be comfortable and happy. Whatever happens, happens. Marriage, if it comes, fine. Love, if it finds me, fine. I didn't know I was going to be this happy in my life. I knew I deserved happiness, but I didn't know I was going to be this happy, So that was how I gave myself some, clarity. Sometimes you just need to step out of a zone. I mean, your comfort zone, to get what you need. You might not really know what you need. It might just be, I want this thing. You might just want to chase it, but it might not necessarily be what you need. So sometimes you just need to step out of what you have come to know as comfort, what you have come to know as, comfort, just your safe space to actually challenge yourself to do better. That's if your comfort zone is not what you want as your reality, or your comfort zone is not a place where you think you should be. So for example, let me give you an example. So you have a job. Your job is you just got because you needed to pay bills, and you're getting paid 500,000 every month. That's for example. And probably the job is a job of an admin assistant or executive assistant to the CEO or something like that. And you need to, you want something better. You want a role of maybe you're an accountant. You want to be an accountant, but you're doing a job that is different from what you studied, or a job role different from what you want. Now, a job of an executive assistant or an admin assistant with a pay of 500,000 is a comfortable job, right? It's your comfort job. Now you are doing the job, it's paying your bills, you're comfortable, but deep down, you want to be an accountant, right? So that's what I mean by sometimes you might just want to step out of your comfort zone, even if your comfort zone is comfortable. It might be comfortable, but it might not be comfortable for you. Someone looking at you from the outside might think it's comfortable. Yeah, because then everyone thought my life was in all put together. It was not. It was not put together in any way. It was only me who knew the battle I was fighting. It was only me who knew where I was coming from, or the thoughts that were going on in my head every night I go to bed, or how I cried my eyes out. Yeah, in 2019 I was going back and forth through depression. Nobody knew. I was depressed. I got myself out of depressed. I didn't even go to any therapist for anything. I gave myself therapy. 2019 was a very dark place for me. I don't even want to talk about that year. It was a very dark place for me. Very dark place. So, well, here I am now. You know, here I am now. Anyway, I'm going to be done talking, so I'm tired of talking. I'm not really the talking type. So I'm going to just cook. You watch me cook, right? You watch me cook so that you enjoy when I'm done cooking. Thank you guys for listening to my pep talk. So I'm gonna be cooking and you're gonna watch me, right? You watch me cook. Yes, you watch me cook. Yeah. And then again, I forgot to say, or did I say it? I'm going to talk about how I met my husband in detail in one of my videos. It's going to be a video, it's not going to be a live. I'm going to just have a sit down and talk about it. Yeah.